We're here at Tate Britain. It's the evening of the Turner Prize. The guests are streaming in behind me, the judges have made their decision, and in a few minutes' time we'll find out who is going to walk away with this year's award. 4 artists in contention: Lucy Scare, Enrico David, Roger Hiles and Richard Wright. Artists working in a variety of media: painting, sculpture, installation. But only one of them can win.
It gives me huge pride and pleasure to reveal that the winner of the 2009 Turner Prize is Richard Wright.
So Richard Wright, the 49-year-old who lives in Glasgow, wins the Turner Prize for 2009.
This work is probably one of the more complex things that I have done, and my work, I always talk about my work in relation to the space, to architecture and so on, but architecture isn't just the 4 walls, the volume. It's also something emotional, something unseen, something suggested. When I came here, I had 10 things I was thinking about doing, and a fragment of this work was one of those things in my bag of things, if you like. And in the end, it was the piece that, looking around the museum more than the architecture, looking around what's here, that rose to the top for me. And it's made in a very primitive, basic way. I mean, I put a piece of paper on the floor and start drawing things, and I photocopy the drawings and cut them up and put other things together and extend the work from quite basic processes, really folding, unfolding, opening the thing up. And then I transfer parts of the drawing by piercing the paper with holes and rubbing chalk. And it's a technique that Michelangelo used, that has been used for 500 or 600 years, and it's pretty old.
We're really delighted, actually, and when we kind of sat down after making the decision, we thought, well, how are we going to try and sum it up? Why Richard Wright? And in the end, we just all felt that it was because it was a really beautiful work of art. And it's not just the work of art you see on the wall, it's the relationship of the work to the space as a whole. It's a kind of intervention that is not a violent intervention in a way that, say, a graffiti artist might make, but very considered, very thoughtful, very respectful, I would say, of its context at Tate Britain. It's rooted in tradition, in history. There are shades of William Blake here, there's a bit of John Martin. And so this is a work that lives and breathes beautifully in these galleries, I think.
There's a nice atmosphere, and it's nice to be here. And I like the show. I think it's really nice. It's quite there's a good atmosphere, and the works are quite gentle. I think they're quite gentle and soft and nice. So it's a very friendly show, I think.
Although there is nothing definitive in the images he uses in his beautiful work, there is the possibility of seeing within it, and that's of course what poetry is. So in that sense it is poetic. It provides a link between image and imagination, which, although it isn't concrete, is assertive. It also brings into play the idea of memory. So much of our lives are lived in memory. We don't always own or hold or perceive or have moments that have been important to us. We remember them, we dream them, or we imagine them. And I think his art is perhaps reminding of us of that kind of quite human tragedy.
It's nice to know that a man nearly 50 has got the Turner Prize, that for a start. So the others have their chance. So the idiom of this work is not sort of something that familiar in terms of the tradition of art that we're used to, but I think it's very beautiful, actually. Yeah.
It's a really beautiful, exciting piece of work, and it's extraordinary in the room, and I think it's one of the ones that you can't really see on television, and you can't really photograph with a newspaper, and there's something sort of impossible about it, but it's a very exciting thing to look at, so I think it's a good winner.
I'm really shocked, actually. I wasn't expecting it. I mean, of course you think about the possibility, and it's been I think, I don't know the other artists, but I've got to become very fond of them in this situation, also to respect them, and you know, of course I feel a little bit strange, you know, to be chosen in that way, and of course it's a double-edged thing. I feel very happy, very excited, it's fantastic, but also a slight sort of strange sadness as well, I suppose.